The next point that we will talk of is the word slope. The second term we should know is slope. Now slope is represented by small m. Now what is slope? It is tan of theta. What was theta? Theta was angle of inclination. This was angle of inclination. So once we know the angle of inclination, if we take the tan of that angle, we get the slope. It is also called, the slope is also called gradient. That is slope of the line or gradient of the line. Slope of line or gradient of line. It is represented by m. And what is m? M is tan of theta. And what is theta? Theta is angle of inclination. The third term that we should know is the term intercept. Now there are two types of intercepts. The x-intercept and the y-intercept. The x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now first of all, we'll see what an intercept is. Suppose we have our coordinate axis. Let's say this is your x and y axis, and let's say one of the case is this, the other case is this. Let's say this case is the third one, this is our fourth case, this is our fifth case, this is our sixth case, and let's say this is our seventh case. Now these are the different form of lines that we can have. Let's say this is y-axis, y-axis, x-axis, x-axis, y-axis, x-axis, y-axis, x-axis, x-axis, y-axis, x-axis and y-axis. What is intercept? Intercept is the distance or the length of the part where the line cuts the x-axis and y-axis. For example, this line cuts the x-axis at this point. This is called the x-intercept. This is called x-intercept. The point where the line cuts the x-axis. The point where the line cuts the x-axis. And this is called the y-intercept. The point where, this is y-intercept. It is the point where the line cuts the y-axis. Now the x-intercept is represented by small d and y-intercept is represented by small c. Therefore we'll call this c, this we'll call this d. Similarly, we'll call this, what is this? This is your y-intercept, this is c, this is your x-intercept, d. This is your x-intercept, d. This is your y-intercept, c. This is your y-intercept, c. This is your x-intercept, d. Now, first we'll talk of these first four cases. The second point we should know is that the intercept is sign sensitive. Sign sensitive. That is, we will also have to write the sign along with the value. For example, let's say this point is 2, 0. Let's say this is 0, 3. So how will I quote the x-intercept and y-intercept? The x-intercept, that is the value of d, would be plus 2. What is this length? 2. What is c? This length is 3, plus 3. Similarly, let's say if I want to write the value of c and d. Let's say this point is 0, 2. This point is minus 3, 0. So what is the value of c? C would be the point where it cuts the y-axis is 2. Therefore c is 2, plus 2. And what is d? It is cutting x-axis at minus 3, 0. Therefore value of d is minus 3. Similarly, let's say this point is minus 3, 0. This point is 0, comma minus 2. Therefore, what is the value of D? D is minus 3. And what is C? C is minus 2. Similarly, let's say this point is 3, comma 0. Let's say this is 0, comma minus 2. Therefore, what is the value of C? Y-intercept is minus 2. And what is X-intercept? X-intercept is plus 3. That is, we will have to take the sign as well. Not only the value, but the sign. Now, in this case, this is a special case. Now, in this case, the line is passing through origin. The line is passing through origin. Therefore, its distance on the x-axis and y-axis is 0. C and D, both in this case is what? 0, because the distance on x-axis and y-axis is 0 since it is passing from 0. Actually, intercept is what? It is the length of it is the length from origin and the point where it cuts the x-axis. It is the length from origin to the point where it cuts the y-axis. Now, in this case, the length is what? Since it is passing through 0, the distance from 0 to 0 is what? 0. Therefore, both the intercepts are 0. In this case, this is a line parallel to x-axis. Here, the line is not cutting the x-axis. Line is not cutting the x-axis. Therefore, I cannot tell you the x-intercept. X-intercept is not defined because it is not cutting the x-axis. But y-intercept it is cutting. So, if this point is, let's say, 0, 2. Therefore, what is C? C is 2. But x-intercept I cannot tell you. Similarly, if the line is parallel to y-axis, that is not cutting, it is not cutting the y-axis. Therefore, I cannot tell you the y-intercept because since it is not cutting y-axis, what distance will I take? Y-intercept is not defined. But x-intercept will be defined. Let's say if this is, let's say 3, 0. Therefore, its x-intercept would be 3. Had the line been on the left side, yahan hoti, then let's say this point is minus 4, 0. Therefore, x-intercept would have been D equals to minus 4. But y-intercept I cannot tell you because it is not cutting y-axis. For example, had the line been below x-axis and the point here is, let's say, 0, minus 3. Then what is the y-intercept? Minus 3. X-intercept I cannot tell you. So, intercept actually tells you the point where it cuts the x-axis or the y-axis.